In this video, we're going to talk about total quality management. Total quality management is a philosophy that a management embraces that encompasses the entire organization from supplier to customer, the entire supply chain. And the stress is a commitment by the management to have a continuing company-wide drive towards excellence. Now, Demings came up with 14 points. So these are listed here. Some of them create consistency of purpose, lead to promote change, build quality into the product, stop depending on inspection to catch the problem. We'll talk more about that later on, and so on. These 14 principles are now essentially condensed into 7 major concepts. And these 7 major concepts are continuous improvement, Six Sigma, employee empowerment, benchmarking, just-in-time, Taguchi concepts, and knowledge of TQM tools. So let's go through this one by one. First is continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is a commitment to look at improvement as a continuous process. It's a never-ending process. Always look for opportunities to do better in terms of production process, raw materials, equipment, training, labor, and so on. So you can look at this as a PDCA model. Okay. The first P stands for plan. So identify problems and areas of improvement and make a plan. Then do is to test the plan, put the plan into action and see whether it is working. And then check the results to see whether the problem is solved. If the problem is getting solved, then you implement it. That's act. So PDCA is a kind of a iterative action model that you keep repeating on a continuing basis. And this is continuous improvement. Now, Six Sigma is another way of achieving continuous improvement, and there are 2 different meanings to this. One is a very specific statistical meaning, and that is 1 million opportunities, only 3.4 defects occur. So that is 99.9997% capable of producing consistent quality products. This is a statistical numerical meaning of Six Sigma. So a program designed to reduce the defects and reduce the cost and save time for achieving the 3.4 DPMO. DPMO here is defects per million opportunities. Okay. Another way of looking at Six Sigma is oftentimes Six Sigma is used as a catchword for everything that you do for continuous improvement, a comprehensive system of achieving business success. So it is, again, there are 2 ways in which you can look at it, and it comes under total quality management or continuous improvement. Well, this graph is kind of a little misleading, because if you have a process variant, standard deviation, and if you look for plus or minus 3 standard deviation as your specification, then you will end up having 2,700 defects per million. But if you reduce the standard deviation in such a way that what took plus or minus 3 sigma to fit into the specification, now you can fit 6 sigma into it. So actually this sigma is different from that. So when you are able to fit 6 sigma into the specification, only 3.4 defects per million opportunities will occur. So reducing the standard deviation of the production process such that even plus or minus 6 sigma will be a narrow band. Okay. Originally, Six Sigma program was developed by Motorola, and it was improved by Honeywell and General Electric. And the strategy is to come up with a highly structured approach. Okay, you have a strategy for improvement, and then you implement what is called DMAIC. It's again a process like PDCA, like what we saw just a couple of slides ago. And then there are a set of 7 tools, statistical tools, that you can use to achieve these improvements. Define the purpose of the project, scope, and what resources are needed, and so on. Measure is to collect data about that production process, and then you analyze the data and understand what's going on and come up with solutions to the problem, and then you implement the problem by modifying and redesigning the existing procedures based on the analysis of the data. And then the new process, once it is implemented, make sure that it continues to deliver the results that you desire. So implementing Six Sigma is not, again, it's not easy. You have to have management commitment, the processes put in place, and employees must be trained. So you emphasize on the standard metric of defects per million opportunities, DPMO, and provide sufficient extensive training for workers and supervisors, and focus on corporate sponsor support, championing the cause of each department. And Six Sigma operations also provide training, and once you achieve a certain level of expertise, you're given black belts and green belts is the starting point, and black belt is the last the advanced round of expertise. Okay. This cannot be achieved without a major commitment from top level management.